Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Chase Jarvis. I'm here in Berlin and I just need to go right at something. I need to talk about something, and that is the Canon 5D Mark IV. Y'all have been, again, beating me up here on social media asking for my opinion about this camera. All of this stuff is leaked a couple of days ago and there's a lot of commentary about it, but they just dropped the official press release just a couple of hours ago. It's 2 p.m. here in Berlin, which makes it 9 a.m. in New York and 6 a.m. in Seattle and LA, San Francisco. So I'm gonna give you my first take. Now, this is not a review because I don't have hands-on, but I do have a hands-on thing to point you at the end of this video, so stay tuned. But first, here's my commentary. A handful of things I like, handful of things I don't like, and then I'll give you this link. So of the things I like the 30 megapixel CMOS sensor. I think Canon's, they've built a great sensor. The technology behind this creates a really gooey video image that I love. 7 frames per second on the still end of things. I don't love that. I wish it was higher. That makes this a great portrait camera, a great wedding camera. I will only use something like this for video because it doesn't have a high enough frames per second for me to shoot this for sports. For that, you need 10, 11 frames a second to ideally capture the perfect image. So don't love that. The 4K video, super big deal in this camera. 4K at either 24 or 30 frames per second. 1080 at 60, which is going to give you a nice, full HD buttery slow motion thing. Only 720, 120. I really wanted the 120 frames per second to be at full HD, but again, beggars can't be choosers. So there's an interesting feature also around the 4K video, which they say you can pull an 8.8 megapixel still out of the 4K video because they're shooting a 4K JPEG format. Curious to see what that looks like. Basically the shutter speeds make it so that there'd probably be a lot of motion blur in there, so I'm dubious, but I think that would be really, really cool, and I love the idea of still and motion combined. Last is they got this LCD touchscreen, touch to focus. I think that could be cool if they nail it, but we'll see. Things I'm more dubious about, a smooth video autofocus. I think it was either 70D or the 80D did a pretty good job with that. Is that what they mean here? Is it the same system? Because this is a much more expensive camera, so I want to see what they made as far as improvements go there. And I think there's some smoke and mirrors behind this dual pixel RAW, pick your focus in post-production world. Letro announced this a long time ago. The technology's been in play for some time, and this is Canon's first foray. I like that they're actually putting it into a flagship camera. Good for them for putting it out there, but it's something that we're gonna have to play with, and I wanna see what this post-production workflow looks like. Wi-Fi, I still don't love Wi-Fi in these cameras. It's not good enough. Maybe there's gonna be a chance for them to knock out of the park here, but we're gonna have to wait and actually see. And then lastly, I'm dubious of their low light capabilities. They're touting it a lot in their press release. ISO go from 50 up to 104,000 or 102,400. I still think Canon low light stuff doesn't hold a candle to Nikon's. Nikon's still the best, especially in still photographs. But we'll see what they can do. I'm sure it's not going to be bad, but is it really as good as they're saying? I doubt it. Now, lastly, I'm referencing a lot of we'll have to see, we'll have to see. That makes me want to point you at my homies at Creative Live, Casey and Justin. They actually have hands on the 5D Mark IV. So I will link to that information here in this post below. You should definitely check that out. Again, this is not some formal review. I don't have the camera in my hands, but having touched so many cameras before they come out into the world, I know enough about these things based on holding them in future lives and knowing what these companies mean when they say these things and what they put in a press release. Plus, you guys were just pounding me on social media to comment on it, so I thought I would do that. I hope this is valuable, but again, definitely go check out Casey and Justin's posts over at Creative Live because they are actually touching the beast. Now then, signing off from Berlin, Germany. Let me know what you guys think in the comments on social, and I will do my best to respond. Until then, goodbye from hot, and it's like 91 degrees in Berlin today, but goodbye. Let me know what you think. Talk to you soon.